Okay, back again. Now, to get started on the pages, you'll need your cardstock. Now, I use A4 cardstock because then I basically don't have, well, I don't have so much waste. I use the most of the cardstock up. Okay, so what you're going to do is your pages will be cut at 6.5 by 8 3/4. Okay, so I'll just move those over and alright, so I'll just measure mine. Okay, I hope you guys can see it there. Right, keep these bits because you will need them in the album. Okay, and then 8 3/4. Now, our cardstock here, I think it measures, hold on a tick, 8.5 by, let me see. Oh, I should have it on here. I think it's about 8.5 and 8.5 by 11.5. A4 size anyway. Okay, so I've cut that at 6.5 by 8 3/4. Now, what you'll do is cut all your pockets. Okay, I'll do two to show you because I have made a couple of pockets for the album already. So once again, keep your scraps and then 8 3/4. Alright, so I'll show you how to do these. Okay, so you'll get your score board. I'm using my Martha Stewart one. Alright, so what I'm going to do first is I will score mine at, let me see, what did I do? About 1/2 inch. Okay. Then I will score it at 4 3/8. Alright, now on here, all it is the mark after the 4.5 inches here. And you'll see a little green mark there. So that's where your mark is going to hit. And that's where you're going to score it. And then I'll score 1/2 inch around this side as well. And my score line didn't come out there, so just let me do that again so that it's nice and straight and nice and crisp. There we go, much better. So you will do that on all your pages. Okay. Hopefully I don't mess this up on camera. Alright. Okay, so what you're going to do is I just cut a little wedge out of here. Okay. Like that. You will be cutting this piece off anyway, but I like to have that wedge all cut out. Now you can use a paper trimmer or you can use your scissors. Entirely up to you. So what you'll do is you'll do that on all your pieces. Okay, so that it just makes it easy. And I think I've kind of missed this one. Oh no. Look like I'd messed this one up, but I probably haven't. Okay. So after you cut your little wedges out, cut that little section off. So I will use my paper trimmer to do that. Okay, I've got my line. Okay. So it kind of looks like a file tab there. I couldn't get it out, couldn't think. Okay. And that's done as well. So quite easy to do that. Then I'll just move these out the way. Okay. And all I'll do is go around my score lines, my 2 score lines or 3 folds. Fold that way. Okay. And then fold it over and give it a crisp edge. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is what I've done for my binding. I use my Stampin' Up! Tab punch. Now, if you haven't got a tab punch, that is fine, because what you can do is, and of course you can make this smaller as well, what you can do is cut a 2x2 piece of cardstock and then score it in half, which is 1 inch, and I just tapered the edges with my scissors, or if you've got a corner punch you can do that with that as well. Okay, this is slightly bigger, well, it is much bigger than your tab punch, so you can obviously cut it down and make it smaller, but that's another alternative if you don't have the tab punch. Okay, so all I've done with my tab punches is folded them in half, put tape on there on the inside to close it together, and then put tape on both sides. Okay, right, so what you're going to do now is you're going to put tape on your 2 sides along here. Alright, so with these, like I said, depending on your spine, you can make, you know, how many pockets, however many pockets you would like in your album. Alright, so I'll do that to both my pages. Now, the way that I found to make it easier to line up my pages is because you've got the tag pocket up the front. Okay, the tag will come out the top here. You're going to need to leave a bit of room on your spine for your height, so that the tags aren't hanging over the top. Okay, so that's why I kind of made the pockets a little bit smaller as well. And besides, when you close the album, because you've got the tabs there, the page will move over as well. All right, so what I've done is I'll take this bottom tape off, okay, and seal the bottom. Now, I'll actually do this upside down to show you. Take this tab off. So what I do is I will put my tabs in the ring, okay, like this. Make sure they're not going to stick to anything. Right, so I've taken the tape off and put my tabs on the ring. Then what I will do is I'll put it right down, or not too far down to the edge, okay, of your album here. And then what I'll do is I've taken my tape off here and then line it up and just tape it, move it in, just so that it's taped on, okay. Thing is, like, I've done this because then I know where my binding rings are, and all my pockets will sit together nice and neatly. They won't be, you won't have one pocket higher, one pocket lower. Okay, so now that I've done that, what I'll do in the same place is maneuver my tabs around so that they're straight. Okay, because it's a bit hard to do it on the binder rings. All right, so I'll move that around. Okay, so we've done that, and then all I'll do is close it up. Now what I do is I bend that in like this, okay, so that I've lined it up. Now you'll see you'll get a bit of a round edge here. All you need to do is, once you've done that, grab your bone folder and slide it across, okay, and then that'll give you the crisp edge, all right, and there's your pocket up the top, all right, so that will sit in here like that, okay, because I've done it upside down, so it's made it up higher, okay, so you'll have that, and then you have your pockets at the top. All right, so it's a bit hard because I was trying to show you upside down. All right, so what I'm going to do is, to get the other pockets the same, I've got my first page done, okay? So I will take the tape off the other pages. And you guys are right-handed. I'm left-handed, so it kind of makes it awkward for me. So I've got to do things differently here. Oh, which side is it on? Alright. Alright, I'll go this way. Okay, so I have lined up my pocket with the first pocket that I've made, and I've taken the tape off, and I'll do the same on my my punches here, on my punch outs. And then all I'll do is line up my tab punch with the previous tab punch so that the holes match. Okay, so this way I know that all my pages are going to line up nicely and they're not going to look skew-iff. Just take this one off and I'll do the same. Okay. Line them up, make sure that my pages sit together nicely. And then I'll do the same thing as well. Just line it up on the edge of that piece. And then get my bone folder and fold it across. And then just burnish the parts there. Okay, so now I've got my pockets. Okay. This one and this one here. Alright, how easy was that, guys? Simple. Alright, next we're going to do is, I've already made one here, we'll do this bit here, the little slip through. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll take my cardstock, the leftover piece that we've got here, but first of all I want to cover the front of my cardstock. So I'm just going to pick a piece of cardstock here. And hopefully that'll coordinate well with it. What I generally do is I really don't measure my photo mats. I kind of eyeball it and mark where I want it to be. Okay. So I'll probably leave 1/8 of an inch border around these ones. And then I'll just mark it with a pencil so that when I go to use my paper trimmer, okay, it's easier for me to cut. And I've probably done that off camera. Okay, now I use the 6x6 pieces because you're not going to waste a lot out of these, and you will be able to use so that's the offcut there. So you can use that in your mini album, okay? The other piece was a slither, which I'd taken off, and I just popped it in the bin. So that's it there. Now, if you're like me, I like to ink my edges as well before I put them in. So I'll just get my... I'm using black soot for my edges, which is the Tim Holtz. Sorry guys, I just moved that. There it is. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So I'll just ink my edges. Okay. What I'll do is tape it down. And then we'll lift that off. And I'm just using my Martha Stewart embossing tool here. They come in a pack of 3, and this one here on this particular embossing tool is so pointy, so it works well for lifting up your tape. And be careful it's sharp when you first get them. The amount of times I've stabbed myself with this. So I look like a pin cushion. Okay. what I'll do is mat it onto my page. Alright, and that's done. Okay, so what we're going to do is I will generally leave, I'll do a like a 1/2 inch score on the long piece. Okay, and I'll fold that over. So once I've folded it over, okay, I'll have my pencil handy. So I folded it over, then I'll line it up, make sure it's straight, and then I'll just mark of where my other score mark's going to go. Okay, so I've marked that, then I'll score it. Oh, and if I can score it straight, that would be helpful. Okay, and then I'll just cut it, eyeball it, cut it, and leave 1/2 inch. Okay, so they fold over. You've still got that piece left, keep that. Alrighty, so folded my both ends, and you'll see here that it's got that lift up piece. So what you're going to do is you can have the same paper or you can have different paper. By the time you mat these up, you can use alternative papers for this. So what I might do is I'll use a different cut of paper. And once again, using the 6x6 paper pad, you'll get a lot of use out of it because you won't be wasting. Okay, once again, I tend to eyeball it. Alright, I don't want to cut it there, and I want to cut it there. Okay. So there's my score mark. My cut mark, I should say. Alright. I'll cut, then I'll ink my edges. And I chose the black cardstock as the background for these because it actually makes the colours pop like really nicely. I think, you know, any of these darker colours, or the winter colours I call them, work really well against the black, whereas you'll find that the pastel colours don't quite, the black is too dark for the pastel colours. Okay, let's get that off. Obviously you would make this more secure, but I'm just doing this for video purposes. Alright, oh, you know what? I will do another one. Everything to the side, then I'll grab my little slip through bit here and I'll line up my paper. Okay, then I'll put tape on either side of this as well, so you can tape it down. You can use wet glue, and the reason why I've done it so that it's got a hinge on it, it makes the Photomat slide in and out easier, and when you're attaching your little flaps, which I have shown you, I will show you again on the mini album. That's why I actually made this. Okay. Alright, so we folded that over, and what we're going to do is we're going to stick that on top there and just line it up where we want it. Okay. So you've got that bit there and you've got your pocket up the top. Alright, now you'll see, oh, sorry guys, I'm moving everything around here. I'll just take my page out to show you what I've done here. Okay, this is the one in my Christmas mini. Alright, the same concept here, which I've put my pocket in, and I've got a tag here, which you can slide out and then slide back under as well. Okay, to make these, what I've actually done is used my thicker pieces that I had left over from my pocket. Okay, once again, all I've done is I've kind of eyeballed it so that I've left a bit of a space in between the two here. But I'll give you, if I can find my ruler, like I've got everything everywhere. Let's see. I'll use this one. Okay. So I've kind of got it at roughly 2.5. Okay, 2.5 by, let's see, 3.5 by 4. So 2.5 by 4. So you'll cut that down. Let me see. 4 and then 2.5. Okay. Then all I do is just score it at your 1/2 inch. Okay. And that'll give you your pocket bit here. Now what I've done is I use my ticket corner punch. Once again, you can just tab it with your scissors as well. So what I would do is I would get my paper and I will cover that with my paper first before I tab it. So you'll make sure you've got enough of your paper there to cover it over. I'll just show you one. Okay, we'll go this design. And you can go by the measurements. I'm just going to eyeball it for the camera's sake. Okay, I think I'll have about there, I think. It's a bit harder to see. I should have flipped it over. Okay, that'll do it. Wow, that is hard to see. Okay. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over. And you can just do it by the measurement of the pocket and take a 1/4 inch off all 4 sides. So, oh, 2 sides, sorry. Okay. And once again, you'll find that you do use the leftovers in your album anyway. Okay. So I've done that. I've got my piece here to mat on top, like that. Okay. Then I'll add my score tape and I'll just move everything out the way. That we don't need. Okay. Right. And then all I'll do is grab my ticket punch and punch on the 2 corners that don't have the hinge. Okay, I'll do the same on this one, and I probably should have inked this one up afterwards, so we'll just do the corners. Okay, oh, and yet again I'm moving it. Alright, and then what we'll do is we'll tape this down to the paper. Okay, so you'll make 2 of these to fit on your page there, or you can do one big one if you like. Like I said, you can change it up. This is just the basic way that I made it, and it's up to the individual as to how they like their mini albums as well. So, okay, just put page on there. Then what I'll do is flip it over, and on the inside of this little spine here, that's where I'll adhere my tape. Okay. lift that up. And what you're going to do is you'll get your page and you will slide it under. Okay, kind of eyeball it. Don't have it too close to the edge where the score line is. All right, because otherwise you'll find it will be bulky when you fold it over. And there's your pocket, your flip page there. And once again, cover the inside. But just make sure that you cut out the mats first before you do the corner punch. All right, as you can see, I didn't do that side and I've left that blank. All right, stay tuned. I'll be back with another part to show you how to do a different pocket. Okay, see you soon.